Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Mayank Agarwal and I'm really glad to see you here. So in this, I would say day 24 of our Hello Python series. Now we are going to start with a very important topic in Python as well as I would say in programming generally. So you must have heard about DSA a lot, right? So in DSA, DS part is data structures. So in this video as well as series, the videos which we will follow, we are going to learn about few inbuilt, I would say, data structures in Python, which are very helpful in writing our code, in making projects, as well as I would say whenever you will delve into some machine learning or development use cases, you should have an idea about these, I would say, data structures very nicely. In this video specifically, I'm going to make sure that I give you a very good introduction about data structures. So you have an idea that, okay, what exactly they are and what are all the hype about them, right? So yeah, with that, let's get started. So, okay, everyone, now let us begin with our understanding about data structures. Okay, so what exactly are data structures? So simply, of course, data structures are two words, data and structure. So that is basically adding structure to our data. Okay, so till now we were actually storing, I would say, our data. So let me just explain you using this. We were storing our data, let's say, in some variables, right? Let's say data point one, or if let's say we have some user, we can store its information like user one. Let's say it is, the name is Mayank. Okay. Then user age or user one age, you can make it like this. And let's say it is somewhere around 25, 26. So we were able to store data like this, but many times what happens is that we have a use case. We particularly have a use case where we want our data to be stored more efficiently. And what exactly is this whole deal about data is that you will be listening DSA, data science, all these things is that yes, we are generating lots of data, right? So if we are generating that data at that high level, I think it makes sense that we should be able to store it in a lot of efficient manner. So why that efficient manner is needed? So the reason for that basically is that if that data is actually stored in a very efficient manner, then few operations are very easy to work upon. Okay, so one example which I can actually think of is just like we have this back button and forward button, right, in Chrome or any other browser. So it will be good. Okay, it will be good if we can have some, if we can store it like this. Okay, let's say in some array kind of or list kind of a structure where we have made it like this. So let's say we start from Google, then we search something. Okay, then we go to that page. Now, if you want to go back, I can just basically go back like this. Instead of having page 1, page 2, page 3, these variables, which of course are very difficult to, I would say, handle, then also difficult to work upon. Another example which you can think of is, let's say we all have hierarchy, right? Hierarchy is there in family. Okay, then hierarchy is there in an organization. So what happened in that is, it will be better if we are able to make this tree kind of a data structure, right? So where let's say initially there is a CEO, and under CEO, all the, I would say, people are there. Maybe let's say there are VPs, then under VPs there are associates, then analysts. So it makes sense that if we can somehow store our data like this. So when I want that, okay, who all are under this VP, my logic remains the same. So the same logic which I have for CEO, I will have the same logic. If I would be storing this in variables, that would have become very difficult. So we want to make sure that we are able to store our data in a very efficient manner. So that is the major idea on why we need data structures. Okay. So let us read more about that way of organizing data, so it can be easily accessed and also worked upon more efficiently. Okay, so that is a major, I would say, major aim. Once data is stored properly in a structure, it becomes a lot easy to work upon. Now, till now we of course was using it like username and things like that. But if we are able to make, I would say, store it in some other way, that normally is a lot more helpful. Okay, let us see this. We have been now able to store the data in Python by getting various different variable of different type, right? So we were able to make, I would say, integer, then float, then maybe you are also able to make, I would say, complex kind of a data, like complex you were not using. So maybe let's say we are using string. Okay. So till now, these were the different ways we were able to store our data. But actually what happened is that there are more ways. Okay. There are more ways and few of them are inbuilt in Python through which you can store your data a lot better. Okay. So let me write few of them, which we are going to study as well. Okay. So that is going to comprise a lot of, I would say, things. So list is there. Then there are tuple, right? Then there is, I would say, set. Then there is dictionary, right? So these are few of the data structures which are inbuilt in Python, okay, which we are going to learn about. Now, along with that, of course, there are more data structures and you can also even define, I would say, design your own as well. So many of the other famous one which you must have heard is one is known as stack. Okay. So this again, though it is not, I would say, directly useful in Python as such, but this is also very important data structure where we create things like this. So if you remember, like when books are kept on top of one another, right? you can access the top book only. You cannot access the bottom book or any book in the middle. Okay, or let's say chair when they are kept in front of on top of each other. So usme we make sure that we are able to basically store things like this, and always the top we add from top and we can access from top, right? So this is a first in first out kind of a data structure, FIFO. Okay, FIFO is known as the principle. First in, the thing which is going first in, that is the one which will first come out. Okay, in a similar way, very analogous to real life, we have a queue as well. Okay, so queue as a data structure also, you all know that it is something like this, where I am having actually, let's say thing goes like this. So it will be going from here but coming out like this. So whenever we are waiting at a queue, right? So the person who was first to come, okay, he is gonna come out from this. Okay, so I think this actually is first in first out, FIFO. The last one was LIFO, last in first out. Okay, so extremely sorry for that, let me correct that. Yeah, so this one will be LIFO, right, where the one which was in the last, that is the first which is going to come out. Okay, this one is FIFO. So if you basically reach out to a queue first, if you were the first person, then you are the one which are going to come out. Okay, so that is what your basically queue data structure is. Now after that, of course, tree kind of a data structure I showed you, right? Tree is where I would say there is a hierarchy present. So just like we have branches, leaves and everything, we have hierarchy like this. So this is also a data structure. Now again, this is very helpful if you are storing some organization level data, some family level data. So in those way, these are the data structure which we use. The underlying concept is same, that we will be using a few of the inbuilt data structure to make, I would say, to represent our data like this. But overall operations will actually be a lot easy and helpful. So for example, I can just directly ask, what are your children's? And this is going to help me with that. Okay, so we can make it, as I said, like we can make any of them. So the one is graph as well here. Okay, so graph data structure, as all of you are aware, is lot, I would say, used. 1 second, let me write it nicely. So graph data structure is of course a lot used when we are dealing with Google Maps, or let's say some position where they are connected with each other, right? So let's say where nodes are connected with each other. So these are all, I would say, different ways through which you can store your data. Now the advantage, of course, is that we can work a lots of operation on them efficiently. Okay, it's the last few which I discussed about are majorly user defined data structures kind. Okay, which we define based on our use case. You can very well define your own data structure as well. Okay, that is not a problem. Just that it should be helping you to say, I would say, solve a problem efficiently. Now, if we would have been just working, I would say, with the variable, string, integer and everything, the problem will become a lot difficult. So that's why we came up with these kind of a data structures, where if you store your data in these, your problem becomes a lot easy. Now, along with storing these data structure, we actually have lots of functions and methods. So I'm going to cover extensively like the difference between them, what are the functions and method which are for each data structure, which help us, okay, they help us to actually provide those, I would say, operations a lot, I would say, better. Okay, so for example, the list data structure which I initially told you about, okay, it is just kind of a list which you are going to learn from the next class. You can just append to it. Okay, you can just directly append to it. So it's a very good method, right? We can append, like, let's say if you are storing the data about all the classes, right? So I can just append my next class to it. So hello Python, this playlist which you are seeing there, also I can append new videos to it. Okay, like the difference between these data structures, okay, are in their properties and the functions which you can perform upon them. So tuple is actually somewhere you cannot append anything. So that is where the difference comes in, right? So these are the few things which you want to learn about. We want to make sure that we first understand them, see where they can be used, get an intuitive understanding, and then also see the different methods and function which are going to help us in, I would say, basically solving some problem. And of course, the advanced data structure which I after that showed you, they are also very much helpful in software development practices. Like I have actually used them in, I would say, my development journey. So yeah, they will be actually be very helpful to make sure that you are able to solve a problem efficiently. And that is where like every company is running behind, right? So if you can solve a problem in, let's say, 1 second, which takes a minute to solve, you surely are going to be rich. So that's why the understanding and overall, I would say, idea about data structure becomes a lot important. In this, we are going to majorly cover on the inbuilt data structure, and the other data structure I plan to basically cover them separately in my DSA kind of a series, where we will be doing DSA with Python. Okay. So yeah, that's, I think, major introduction about data structure. So we can store our data into different, I would say, format to work efficiently on them. So that is just the requirement, or I would say idea about data structure which you want. And each and every data structure give us a proper, I would say, separate methods and function or power through which we can solve the problem efficiently where we are working upon. Okay. So yeah, I hope this explanation is a lot clear to each and every one of you. Try to keep it a lot simple with examples. If you have any doubts, please ask in the comments, because I would say the idea of data structure is very important. Okay. If you have any problem in that, please make sure that you ask that, and I'm going to make sure that I answer that. From the next class onwards, I'm going to actually now start with the list data structure, which is the very first one we are going to see in Python. Okay, so cool everyone. I hope this overall introduction was helpful. Please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, we'll meet you in the next video where we're going to start and master the list data structure in Python. Thank you.